Below the Crescent Moon, written by Samantha Abbott, narrated by 11 Labs Studio. Chapter 1. The sound of my alarm cuts through my sleep. Slowly, I reach over and hit the off button. I've never really been a morning person, but I still force myself from bed early every day so I could get my morning run in. I love to sleep, but I love to run more. I was on the school's track team since middle school, and even though I had just graduated, I still made getting up and running a priority. Sleepily, I make my way into the bathroom. It's still dark, so when I turn the lights on, it almost blinds me. I cut the shower on, twisting the dial to steaming hot. It's the only way I like it. Shimming out of my PJs, I step under the boiling water, letting it wash over me while I lean my head against the tiles. 20 minutes later, I'm washed and stepping out. Yeah, weird that I shower before a run, but it's the only thing that wakes me up in the morning. Toweling off and wrapping it around my chest, I swipe the fog off the mirror. My bright, round green eyes stare back at me as my long black hair sticks to my forehead. Grabbing a second towel, I ruffle it through my hair. Man, I need to get a haircut. I turn in the mirror, studying the way it cascades down my back. I shrug, heading to my closet to get out my favorite black spandex leggings, a pink sports bra, and a matching black zip-up vest. Tossing my towels aside, I reach into my top drawer for a pair of boy shorts and finish dressing. Walking to the full-body mirror near my closet door, I pull my hair up in a high messy bun and add my pink sweatband to hold down any annoying little hairs that tried to escape. I continue moving about my room, adding some low-cut socks and my favorite pair of running shoes. As I start my stretches, my phone pings. Grabbing it off the nightstand, I see I have a text from my best friend, Rena. Hey girl, I know you're already awake at this crazy hour. Want to meet me at the coffee shop after your run? I smile. Rena wasn't just my best friend, she's my only friend. But I like it that way. My dad and I had moved to a rural area, and when I mean rural. It was at least a 4-hour drive to a somewhat small city. At least I wasn't big on city life, been there, done that. So when we moved at the start of my senior year after he got a new job, it didn't bother me, and I wasn't looking to make new friends, as it was my last year of high school and I would be going off to college, so I didn't see the point. However, Raina didn't care. She'd decided we were going to be best friends, and, well, here we are. Smiling, I text her while heading out of my bedroom and down the stairs to the kitchen. Sure, do you want to meet at Bailey's? I ask, turning to the right at the bottom of the stairs and step into the kitchen. Putting my phone on the counter, I get in the fridge for a bottle of water. As I shut the door, I notice a note stuck on the fridge. I got a call from the head office. I had to take a flight out this morning. I won't be home for a week or two. I know it's short notice, but I promise I will call you once I land. Love, Dad. Frowning, I roll my eyes. I don't understand why we moved here if he still keeps having to take off on short notice. Walking over to where I dropped my phone, I reach into the drawer underneath, pulling out my AirPods and my phone's armband. Picking up my phone, I see Rena had texted me back. Sounds like a plan. See you in an hour. See you soon, homegirl wink face, I respond. Grabbing my water bottle, I take a long drink. I won't need it since we were meeting for coffee, but I should still make sure I'm hydrated. Connecting my AirPods, I pop them in my ears and make my way out the front door. Music blares in my ears as I take off down the street, cutting across the intersection at the end of the block. We didn't live far from the park, which I like, so I could get lost in my thoughts and music. Running down the gravel path, I cut across the small bridge, going to the left as normal. Keeping a decent pace, I'm enjoying the music and the gravel crunching under my shoes. I let my mind wander over the past year and how I'd been a bit worried about switching schools for my senior year. I smile, thinking how it really had no effect on graduation and how much I'd come to enjoy it here. The town isn't small, but it isn't huge either. Actually, I was surprised my dad had moved us to the area with the stock marketing work he does. But some big corporations had set up around this area and needed someone with superb marketing skills, and Dad was the perfect fit for the job. I'm happy for him. He has overcome a lot. The smile on my face fades as my thoughts wandered back further. After my mom got sick and passed away when I was 13, my dad was never the same. He'd thrown himself into his work and didn't make much time for me. I can't say I was neglected. He always made sure I had everything I needed and most of what I wanted. But he'd separated himself from me, and time is really what matters the most. Something Mom always used to say. Though I am proud of him, I still hold some resentment. While he buried himself in his work, I was left alone, grieving for my mother. Stopping, I hunch over, breathing heavily. I didn't realize I'd picked up my pace, though I tend to when I start thinking about anything that makes me upset. After a few minutes, I catch my breath. Adjusting my armband, I skip through a few songs, trying to find something more upbeat to lighten my mood, when a loud snap sounds behind me. Popping one of my pods out, I scan the area. This is the path I normally run down, so I'm familiar with it. The trees are denser to the right of me as the park is on the edge of town, and after that, it goes on for miles as a natural wildlife preserve. But nothing looks out of place, so I shrug it off and look back at my phone, noticing the time. Crap! I was going to be late to meet Rena if I didn't get my butt moving. Settling for something upbeat and poppy, I pick up my pace. After about 20 minutes, I slow to a walk as I cross the street out of the park and up the sidewalk toward the coffee shop.
You're late.
Rena scolds as I reach Bailey's. Well, you did say in about an hour, so technically, I'm not late. She smiles and gives me a big hug.
Oh, my friend, what will I do with you?
She teases, looping her arm around my shoulder, and leads me over to a sidewalk table. Taking the seat across from me, I notice she's already grabbed our coffees. Both were extra large. Let me guess, I say, tapping my chin and pretending to think hard. You got a mocha iced coffee with a double shot of espresso and double whipped cream with chocolate drizzle, and you got me a caramel iced coffee with a shot of espresso and double whipped cream with caramel drizzle? She scrunches her nose while sucking her coffee through the straw. Licking her lips, she sighs.
Well, yeah. I mean, is there any other kind of coffee to have on a nice summer morning with your best friend? Besides, I know you love the extra whipped cream.
She winks.
And you could use the extra shot of espresso. I don't know how you get up so early and run without your coffee. I would be flipping nature off.
I laugh. Rena loves her coffee. I can't start my run on a full stomach. It'll just make me sick, I say, swiping a finger full of whipped cream into my mouth.
Give me coffee or give me death,
she says, raising her cup in the air. Shaking my head, I chuckle. Yup, that's my best friend.
So what's new?
She asks, leaning back in her chair. I shrug, stirring my drink with its straw. Dad's out of town again. She frowns. She knows how much I hated it when my dad was gone. Even if it was work-related, it didn't make it any less annoying.
Did he at least give you a heads up this time?
She asks, drinking more. Sipping my own, I shake my head. She sighs.
Well, Jackson has been asking about you again.
Why? I groan, leaning back in my chair. I don't even like the guy. She shrugs.
Just thought I should tell you, seeing he is walking this way.
No sooner did she finish her sentence, and I could feel his eyes on me. I can't say that I hated Jackson. He was just annoying. You would think the guy could take a hint. He's asked me out numerous times, and it's always been a no. Turning, I look, and sure enough, here he comes, strolling across the street with his two friends, Trevor and Mark. I swear they were always following him. Looking back at Rena, I roll my eyes.
Hey, Rena,
Jackson says as they make their way to our table. His eyes look me up and down. I stiffen. The way he always looks at me makes me feel uncomfortable. It's not as if he's a bad-looking guy. He's maybe 5'9", with sandy brown hair and dark brown eyes.
Hey, Em. How are you doing today?
He asks, smiling at me, revealing his perfect teeth. Fine, I say, taking another sip of coffee and looking back across the street. Anywhere, really, so we didn't need to make eye contact. Clearing his throat, he pulls up a chair. Sitting in it with the back facing the table, he leans close.
Did I ever tell you that pink is a sexy color on you?
My eyes snap to his. I blush as I notice he's staring at my chest. My eyes are up here, I snap, lifting my chin, and I don't care what you find sexy on me. Jackson tilts back in his seat, laughing as he turns to his friend Trevor.
See, man, this is why I like her.
Turning back, he smiles.
My little Spitfire.
My face is on fire, but this time it's not from embarrassment. I've always had a hot temper, and right now I was trying to hold it in. Jackson's eyes sparkle with a bit of knowing mischief. He liked to push my buttons, and he did. Often. I am not your anything. Never have been and never will be, I snap, taking a sip of my coffee. Besides, even. And that's a big even. If I was interested, I'm leaving for college this week, and long-distance relationships really aren't my thing. Rena pipes in.
Yeah, Bayshore University, right? I cannot wait. That place is so sunny. I will totally be using you as an excuse to go on vacation.
She gushes, making me laugh.
Why? That's on the other side of the country.
Jackson says, looking between us. Not really your business, I say, shrugging.
I see.
He says, frowning before he abruptly stands and storms off. Both of his friends stare at one another before they follow. What was his problem?
I swear, sometimes I think he has mental issues.
Rena says, rolling her eyes. You don't think I have ever led him on, do you? I ask, turning my attention back to her. She scoffs.
Yeah, right. How many times has he asked you out?
I shrug. Lost count by now.
Exactly. He just has some, I don't know, obsession with you.
She says, waving her hand in the air. I laugh. You mean I have a stalker? She shakes her head.
More like an obsessive shadower.
Both of us burst out laughing.
So, when are you leaving?
She asks, sucking down the last bit of her iced coffee. Man, that girl could put a drunk to shame. I still have half of mine left. I'm leaving Thursday, I say. She sighs.
I can't say that I am happy to see you go, but I am happy for you if this is what you really want.
I nod. She knew the main reason I wanted to go to Bayshore University was because my mother had gone there, and in a way, it made me feel like I would have part of her with me. However, I would miss my friend. After about an hour and a half of chatting, Rena had to head out. I hung around the coffee shop a little longer, clicking on my phone while I waited for my stomach to settle. But I was getting bored, so I decided to start walking back. Popping my AirPods back in, I stroll into the park and down the path, clicking through my playlist. But before I could pick a song, my phone rings and Dad's name flashes on the screen. Taking a deep breath, I answer. Hello?
Hey, Em, I just got in. Are you around the house still?
My dad's voice echoes through the phone. No, I sigh. I just got done at Bailey's coffee shop with Rena, and I'm heading back now.
Ah, how is Rena?
She's good. A little sad that I'm leaving in a few days, I say, kicking the gravel as I walk. The line goes silent for a few minutes, and I pull the phone back to see if I'd lost connection.
Shit, Em, I'm sorry.
He finally responds. I already knew why he was apologizing. He'd forgotten I was leaving this week. A sting of irritation and sadness hits me. I was used to it, though. He was always wrapped up in his work and forgot things that seemed important to me anyway. It's okay, Dad. It's already Tuesday anyway, so, I say, trailing off.
No, it's not okay. This is a big step for you, and I should be home. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You know how I get with work. Not that it's an excuse. If your mother were here, she would wring my neck.
The back of my eyes sting at the mention of Mom. He hardly mentions her on the rare occasions he is home. And the pain in his voice when he does. I might be irritated with him, but I didn't want us to fight. Dad, it's fine. If you want to make it up to me, you could, I don't know, come after I get settled and I can give you a tour or something. I can hear the smile in his voice.
Yeah, that would be great, Em.
He mumbles something, but I could tell he wasn't talking to me.
I have to go, honey. I just got to the office. Call me later, okay?
Sure, Dad, I say, hoping my voice sounds happier than I actually feel. I'll talk to you later.
Em, I'm proud of you. Your mother would be too. I love you.
I swallow the lump in my throat. Love you too, Dad. And we hang up. Leaning my back against a tree, I close my eyes and focus on my breathing. I know it's been years, but the pain, I don't think it will ever go away. My heart still hurts for her, but hurts worse when my dad speaks of her. I could feel the pain in his voice and see it in his eyes, no matter how hard he tried to hide it. In some ways, I can understand why he shuts me out. That doesn't excuse how it makes me feel, but I think at this point I've just come to accept it. Taking another breath, I pull my playlist back up and start towards home. The next few days passed in a blur, but I guess packing does that. Looking around my room, everything was pulled out of my closet and the rest was packed in boxes with my name written on the sides. Most of my stuff will be moved next week. So I've got a suitcase sitting on the bed, packed with enough things to last until then. I check my phone. Flipping open my social media accounts, I update my status. Well, I'll be taking off soon for college. Don't be surprised if I go dark for a bit. Things are going to be crazy getting settled. After posting, I check the time. I've still got plenty before I need to leave for my flight. So I decide to go for one last run. I change into a pair of capri gray spandex leggings and a matching gray and black sports bra and pull my hair into a ponytail, adding a headband per the norm. I check my phone one last time as I grab my AirPods and armband, heading for the door. Taking off on my normal route with my music blaring, I make my way across the bridge path, but as I turn left, I pause, then go right. Normally, I would keep to the same trail, but today was my last day, so I figured why not? I have a long flight, and this might wear me out. The path is overgrown and rooted, turning my run into more of a parkour, but jungle style. I make my way further down, bouncing off the sides of the trail, rocks, and even swinging from some lower branches. I laugh. This is pretty fun. After about 15 minutes of running, leaping, and swinging, I need to catch my breath. Skipping up the rooted trail a little further, I finally reach a somewhat level spot. Hunching over, I rest my hands on my knees, breathing heavily. When my song cuts off, I glance at my phone. Seeing my signal isn't the greatest, I turn off my AirPods and place them into the zip pocket of my phone sleeve, before I lean back down to catch my breath. Finally, after a few minutes, I stand straight and take in my surroundings. Looking around, I notice a level spot just off the path ahead and a dense forest to my right. I slowly walk up the trail where it's level. The sound of birds and the wind rustling in the trees has me closing my eyes and taking it all in. I hope Bayshore has good running trails like this. Keeping my eyes closed, I breathe deep, listening. Getting lost in thought, I suddenly realize the birds had stopped singing. Opening my eyes, I look around. It is really quiet. Maybe too quiet. The hair on the back of my neck stands up. When I hear a loud snap from behind me, I stiffen. Okay, it's nothing. Slowly turning, I scan the trees, rocks, and brush, but nothing looks out of the ordinary. Another snap has me spinning back in the other direction. A few bushes on the other side of the path rustle. My heart rate shoots through the roof. What is that? I slowly back up as the rustling gets more intense. I scream as the creature charges from the bush. It's a damn squirrel! The tiny creature quickly scurries up a nearby tree. Covering my now pounding heart, I laugh. Good Lord. If I am scared of a squirrel, there is no way I would survive a run in more tropical wildlife. There are probably snakes everywhere. Ew! Taking a deep breath, I shake my head and try to steady my heart. I think heading back down the trail would be a good idea. Another snapping sound grabs my attention. Oh, great, another squirrel. Whatever will I do? Turning back around, my eyes widen. Stepping out from the bushes, its eyes never leave mine. A growl rips from between its bare teeth. I slowly step backward. It's not a squirrel. It's not a squirrel. It's not a fucking squirrel. It's a huge brown wolf. Slowly, it advances toward me. My knees begin to shake. This thing is huge. I stand at least 5'3", and this wolf easily matches my height. Blinking in disbelief, I take another step back. I try to keep my breathing calm, but I'm failing miserably. Don't run. Don't run, I keep repeating to myself as I slowly step back again. The wolf mirrors me, stepping forward. Picking through my panicked brain, I don't know a lot about predators or wolves in general, but I think I recall watching something that said, if you run, they will chase you, so running wasn't wise. I also remember something about smelling fear. Well, I'm sure I reek because I'm all but pissing my pants. Should I play dead? Or was that a bear thing? This might not be a bear, but it sure as hell is as big as one. Slowly, I take another step back. Shit! I scream, losing my footing. I topple over a mound of roots. The wolf lifts its massive head, letting out an ear-piercing howl, as if I wasn't already scared out of my mind. My heart drops into my stomach as I struggle to my feet. Panicked, I do the one thing I shouldn't. Run.